Guys, Mark Goldberg here from Mark Vlogs Watches with a quick word for your friend and mine, ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. You know, he invented the quick wristwatch check, and the rest of us on YouTube, well, we just stole it. Help keep Archie full-time on YouTube by liking this video, watching this video, tell your fuckhead friends, and make sure to subscribe to his Patreon. And now, ArchieLuxury.
Hi guys, I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. And today guys, I want to launch a new series. And I've got to tell you, I'm very much a man who loves his material goods. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing a Zenith Chronomeister El Primero 1969 with open heart, 42mm fuckers. Okay, let's have a talk here. Guys, I gotta tell you, I'm very much a man who loves his material goods. Material goods. And I've got to tell you, honestly, I've just been having a bit of a look in my existence, and I came across some very interesting photos. These were some photos that I took when I had my collections. And I got to be completely honest with you. I'm a man who's very much, material goods mean a lot to me. Materialism is a very important part of my life. And I like to, sometimes, I'm very much a person who likes to look back in history to see how I have moved forward. And the interesting thing is, the very interesting thing is that in my case, I've really done a complete 360. I like to have a look at where I've come from, where I've been, and where I'm going. And I got to be honest with you guys, I'm very much somebody who I'll look back at my collection and it will give me really clear insights on how things are going. Now, you know, unfortunately in life there, I haven't been able to keep every watch I've owned there. In fact, I've had to sell them off. I have had to sell them off at times. And it pains me. It pains me a lot that many wonderful watches that I had to part with. So I'm actually doing a complete series where I look at my previous collections. Now, the idea of this is to see what I can gain insight-wise by having a look at pieces that I owned in the past. Now, I've got to be honest with you, wristwatches themselves there, I've had a passion, a fascination with them for many, many years. And it's with a bit of photography that I'm able to look back on my collections and see what major collections did I have and did I part with and move forward. So it's a very important thing for me to actually see my watch collection and get some insight and knowledge from it. I've got to be completely honest with you when I say that wristwatches, material goods, I love material goods more than people. I've always been someone who could sit down with a nice luxury wristwatch and, you know, talk to it, stroke its ego, just learn philosophically things about these type of luxury goods. Now, I understand not everyone shares my fascination with expensive timepieces. It's true, you know, wristwatches they can be damn expensive little critters. They're not cheap. They are not cheap little critters. They're very dear. To build a wristwatch collection, sometimes it can be thousands of dollars. It can be a lot of sacrifice that you put into it. So, what I wanted to do is learn from my obsession for perfection and see how the hobby has progressed. Now, a lot of people out there would say it's tacky, it's nasty to do this, but you've got to understand my fascination. I love material goods. I mean it in no way. I've done a lot of sacrificing to be able to afford the luxury goods in my life. I've got a lot of sacrificing. I've had to put up with a lot to allow the pursuit of expensive luxury goods. The whole reason I have bought and sold luxury goods has been because I damn well cannot afford to buy them at retail prices. Retail prices is hard for me. It's very hard. I have a very limited budget, and I've got to be honest with you. I have had to be very, very frugal and careful with the limited funds I've got. I'm just thinking of the last 20 years I have been in. I mean, my obsession with watches goes a long way back. I wanted to really have a look at some major times in my collection. There was a time when I had a 8-piece collection. That was a very, very important phase in my life there. The 8-piece combo meal deal. That's right. It was a combo meal deal there. That piece that I had I had the Holy Trinity. I had 2 APs. I had a dress watch 32mm and a quartz Royal Oak in two-tone. I had the Patek. I had an Vacheron. I had a very nice series. I ended up selling that off and I regrouped. As you do, you start to regroup. And it's quite funny that when you are a lover of expensive material goods, you will often regroup and come back to what you have done in the past. And what I did was I then streamlined the collection. It was a very, very hard process. I then streamlined the collection and I had a 6-piece collection. 6-piece. And it was white metals. So I had pieces. That was a very interesting time. I had the Calatrava, I had the Reverso, I had an AP, and I had 3 sports watches. Omega, Rolex, and a Breitling. And I remember that collection very, very fondly. And looking back on it, I think I could have just been happy with that collection, but it wasn't to be the case. Unfortunately, it wasn't to be the case. I then, after that period, which was, I don't know why, I've often looked at these photos and thought to myself, why didn't I just stay there? That would have been a perfect little piece collection. Why wasn't I happy? And this is inevitable what happens there. It's a very, very much a learning curve that we go through. The collection after that, of course, what did I do? Well, you know what happened, don't you? It became the Archie 5. The Archie 5. And that was a collection that was a really defining. A lot of people love that. I went into a lot of debt because I had two Patek Philippe's, a complicated not a world time. I had a complicated annual calendar and the 5107 Calatrava. I had an AP Royal Oak, Reverso, a Breguet. Man, I was really, that collection there really pushed me to the limit. And then I had a restructure. And I really, it's quite a fascinating journey, this journey for me. All of these watches I loved so greatly. I never thought I would sell them, but I did. I sold them. And, you know, after the Archie 5, I then had I lost my job at waste management. I had to restructure my life completely. And I had a massive sell-off. I sold a lot of pieces off. I got rid of a lot of consumer finance. And then at various stages, I had the gold sub phase. The gold sub. Loved it. Just was really cool. And it's quite fascinating. That was an interesting period. I had some nice pieces. I went through a Breguet. I always kept the Reverso, believe it or not. And I did some silly things. I had a no-date sub, which I stupidly sold. And then we fast-track to the collection of today. Before that, I should say, I had the one brand per piece, one brand per watch. And that's a very interesting time. Then liquidated a lot of watches to go into the collection we see now, which was Rolex centric, really Rolex and Patek. And it's gone even crazy when I've sold 3 Rolexes off to have 2 Pateks. I think I've stabled. My meds have kicking in, the psychotics that I'm, you know, you just need a little up, down, you know, the bipolar sort of thing. Meds are kicking in, and I'm starting to saddle. I don't see myself getting out of these dual Pateks and 2 beautiful two-tone buddies. They mean a lot to me. They really do. So I hope you enjoy this series. I want to look at each of these phases with photos and see what you think. I've always been striving for something that's missing in my life. Maybe it's inner happiness that's missing. Maybe it's something that can't be bought. So, very interesting series. I hope you enjoy it. I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Please like, subscribe, tell your friends. Nasty comments, always nasty comments. And until next time, ciao. Cut.
Oh. Hey Archie Luxury fans, if you're into luxury, then you gotta be into 66 Buick Rivieras. Check out my son and I, Alex, as we restore this beautiful 66 Buick.
Neighbors are having a picnic, you know, having fun and stuff. Me, I'm doing cars. It's what I've done my whole life.
Hey guys, it's Paul Pluta. I'm the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Guys, I want to have a quick talk to you. Do you need to sell a wristwatch? Do you want to sell a piece for reinvestment? Do you have too many watches? Well, guys, I'm here to tell you that my good friends at Sydney and Brisbane Vintage Watch Co. are looking for quality wristwatches for their store. Now, Ronnie has instructed me to tell you guys that he is paying more than other dealers. That's correct. He pays top prices for quality pieces. So guys, if you've got a Rolex you want to sell, or a Patek, or anything, you want to sell a wristwatch, give the guys at Vintage Sydney, it's Vintage Watch Co. Give them a call. That's right, guys. They're paying good prices. They've always been very, very fair to me. And I got to tell you, they are nice people to do business with. I'm just trying to find their card here. Where the hell did I put it? Look, ask for Ronnie in Brisbane, or Philip in Sydney. That's correct. They will look after you. Tell them Archie sent you. That's right. Tell them Archie sent you. They're paying top prices. That's correct. Brisbane and Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Your premium place to sell watches. Tell me, guys, this is for you. Tell them Archie sent you, and they will give you extra keen pricing.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for Archie Luxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video, because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let Dogs Be Dogs, available in bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury, he's not just a figment of your imagination.